hear?
I don't know. It hurts. Or it doesn't. It actually doesn't even hurt. I just can't hear sometimes.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David Morty. Happy birthday.
Wait, did you start it again?
God. Welcome to an episode of GadsCast, episode 7. Happy birthday, David.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you sang for me.
This is gonna be recorded forever.
No.
Now you can go gamble and you can buy a hitman to take down people. You can take down people who are real bothering you. like Andrew.
He said something.
What did he say? Yes, welcome to GadsCast episode 7. I'm Skullznhero. I'm joined by, once again, Mr. Morty. Happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
No problem. We're gonna get this one started because we've got a lot to talk about. The theme of this episode is gonna be called. Well, you point at me. What was that?
Nothing.
You just like whipped your hand. And then you were possessed for a second.
I was stretching my hand.
You almost hit me. I'm gonna turn off this podcast right now. I just said there's a lot to go through. I don't have time for your inner demons.
I was just stretching.
All right, so the theme of this podcast are games you haven't heard of. Of course, we're still gonna go through the normal stuff like what are we playing, the news and all that good stuff because there's
How
so
do you know
much.
they haven't heard it?
I'm just assuming, that everybody's
I have
like.
a question before we start.
Yeah, what's up?
Is it in order? The list?
You know what? I almost did get it in order, but then the one in the middle, I want to save it for last.
Oh, this isn't in order. I know you're gonna ask me first.
Whoops. Okay, and I want to let everybody know that unfortunately we don't. Right now, the office is being
Renovated.
rated for like pesticides and stuff like that. So we got some people here that aren't normally here. They're getting rid of all the bugs. We have this chick that goes by Raving Neko.
Check out her stuff.
Check out her stuff at the Etsy store. She sells a whole bunch of good old shenanigans. And then we have Andrew outside. Get out of here, Andrew!
I thought we got the security to take them.
Yeah, we've had a hard time hiring security. My friend, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Undertale.
You've been playing Undertale?
Yes, I have.
What have you been playing? You know what? I've seen you play Undertale, but I see you play the same level every time
Well, because it's stupidly hard.
That's exactly the same thing you said last week's podcast. So now it's my turn. We'll talk about what I've been playing. No, like why is it hard? Explain to me what scenario you're in. Like how did you get to that scenario?
Well,
you just suck. Hey, you keep killing those flies, okay?
I love how this one person comes in to clean up this place, and she's already talking smack on it.
Don't pay attention to her, all right? Just tell me, how did you get to your scenario in that
game? She's crying of laughter.
She's not crying to laughter. She's crying because the pesticides are getting into her eyes. Tell me tell me a bit about Undertale. I gotta learn about Undertale.
What was your question?
I said, what's the scenario that you got yourself in? You keep playing the same area over and over. You keep finding the same boss, rather. How did you get to that scenario? Do you just suck? Is that why you can't pass it?
Okay. No, there's two things.
Yeah.
There's the pacifist run where you could avoid killing any character in the game.
All right, so but before you keep going, so Undertale, just to make sure in case anybody doesn't know, you can play that game without killing anybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so
and that's like pretty much the good end. Like the way to get the good ending is not to kill anyone.
Right.
The challenge on that one is you don't level up or anything. You keep your same 20 health.
Yeah.
So later in the game it gets harder because you have to survive with just that 20 health.
Oh, okay.
Then there's the what's the word for killing? Genocide run.
Where's the word for killing? Murder? You got something you want to tell me?
Run where you kill everything and make sure you kill everything in every area because there's a point where actually when it does the random encounter it says but no one arrived. And then so you don't find anything. It's just 'cause it leaves you off with creepy noises. But then there's only really 2 bosses in that mode. Except I actually don't know the rest. Maybe there's more. But those two bosses are the hardest bosses you can fight in the game. They're super hard, and
so it's like Sephiroth and who else you fight in that game?
Sephiroth?
Oh my bad, I was thinking of another game.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll go with Sephiroth. It's like Sephiroth. It's super hard to beat.
Okay, but tell me, like, why is it hard? Like, it's not just Undertale's not your typical RPG. Like, you
have a chance to not get hit
when
they're attacking.
I thought what the most interesting thing about that fight was with when you're choosing an item and you can get hit by scrolling the menu.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, what? That's ingenious. Like, the fact that you're like, you think you're safe, you're like, oh, I'll go to the items.
Yeah, but later in the fight, he doesn't let you, like, basically stay on one thing in order to pause. You have to keep on fighting it.
Oh, really?
In order to keep yourself safe.
And is this the only boss that does that? So it's a mechanic that nobody else uses? This guy's gonna hit you when you're just scrolling around in the menu.
That's why, like, the thing he says in the beginning is, after he uses, like, this crazy move right off the bat, he says, I wonder why no other final bosses do that. And then the match starts, or the fight starts. But I like that line. It's really cool.
Okay, well, the game's interesting. I mean, it's a game that I definitely want to play, but I haven't gotten around to playing it. And did you hear that? Is that Santa Claus? I heard some bells. Anyways, yeah. So basically, I always wanted to play Undertale, but you never got around to it. You tell me it's great. I'm more busy playing Lisa and losing a lot on Lisa because I chose to go like on a hard run, or because like they give you the option in the middle of the game to whether for it to be hard or easy, and then I chose hard, and it's like it keeps sending me back. Like
the game you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not. I'm not gonna get into Lisa because I haven't played more than maybe like an hour or 2 hours more from when I last talked about it. Maybe that's a little more than I actually played, but whatever. No, I wanted to talk about. I've been playing. I don't really have much to say. Just that like I've been playing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with Andrew Ken, and I keep beating him.
What about me? I won a couple of times.
You won like 1 out of like
I won
50.
more than Andrew Ken.
Okay, yeah. So I've been playing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I'm not good at these games, but like I'm better than these guys.
You get mad whenever you start losing.
No, because
you get salty. Like when I won, you
you get salty.
Oh my god! Of course you won with that move.
Oh no, okay. What about this game's stupid?
And then you put that. I hate the X Factor. That always makes you win.
Well, yeah, X Factor's cheap, dude. I win without X Factor.
I won without X Factor the one time, and then you're like,
when I like,
oh my god, that Wesker sucks.
I was accidentally sitting on my hand and it got numbed, so like it.
What?
Whoops. Anyways, I've been playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm okay at it. Play a lot of it, and it's good stuff. This is a terrible intro. Happy birthday. So I got something cool. I got a little game I made, a little game, because since the fact that this podcast, what's that?
No, I thought you were gonna do this at the end.
No, I want to do it now. I think it's now. It'll fit more. Because it kind of still establishes the theme of this podcast, which is games you haven't heard about or games you haven't played. Granted, if you kept track of Gamescom, then you probably heard of these games. But if you didn't, I mean, this is your outlet, right? Because all 5 of you out there like listening to us. So I made you a little game that I want you to guess. It's pretty much called Kickstart or Kick to the Curb. So basically, I'm gonna give you.
That's a nice title.
Oh, you know me. So I'm gonna give you titles of games that are being kickstarted right now, and you have to guess whether they are real games or if I made it up.
I got this.
You got this?
I think so.
Okay. Here we go. All right. First game, Space Cats in Space. An animated twin-stick shooter featuring furry felines flying starfighters.
That's true.
Lead the Space Captain. Is it true?
Yeah.
That is correct. It is true.
See, I knew. I remember seeing that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Super Platformer, the platforming game where you are the platform. Keep the many jumping heroes alive by making sure they land on something that isn't spikes, pitfalls, or toxic pools of death.
That sounds like a cool game. I don't remember hearing it, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh, that's correct. I made that one up.
That sounds like a cool game, though. It's a new way of like not the pinball one, but you gotta hit the ball and break all the stuff.
Yeah. I was thinking more of like if like you got a Super Mario and you're controlling like all the platforms, you just gotta make sure. But anyways, that's a made up game.
I remember the Wii U, you get to do that, but instead of you helping us, you blocked us.
Yeah. On New Super Mario Brothers, you can add like platforms, or that's what the other players can do, and or the person with the gamepad, right? They can add platforms. And I was stopping you guys from doing anything. I think Andrew Ken got really salty, and he's like, I don't want to play anymore. All right, so next one. Next one. Donald Trump make Magica great again. Play as Magica's greatest hero and businessman to overthrow the evil powers that threaten to destroy the greatest land on Earth.
Magica's a real game. But Trump? No, that's false. There's no way.
Actually, it's true.
No
it's a
way.
real game, yeah.
Is that DLC for Magica?
No. It's just a separate game that somebody's making
Is
called...
it the same one? Like
No,
the
it's not
same
even a card
developers?
game. It's not even a card game. It's literally a guy that looks like Donald Trump, but he's not Donald Trump because his name is Donald Trump. Okay?
Donald Trump.
It's an actual game being made, okay? The next one. 911 Operator. PC game about emergency services. Answer emotional 911 calls, give first aid instructions, play on any city in the world.
That's a false thing.
Actually, it's a real game.
What?
It's a real game.
What is this?
Actually, I'd like to say that the idea is more novel than what they presented. It sounds like it's a trolley game, but it's more like, I'm sure it's gonna be like an RPG kind of thing where you gotta answer like calls and choose the correct dialogue.
That sounds cool, honestly, but then I didn't think that was real.
I didn't think you would get any of these wrong, so joke's on you.
Wow.
Next one. Giant robot toilet monster from Sector 7. Kill all the plops and
Alright, that one's
poos
false.
with your giant robot toilet monster from Sector 7.
That one's false.
That is false. Okay, good job. Pookie Pokey, a video game. That's the title. Pookie Pokey is the new hot, no-nonsense, neon-colored retro platformer you want to play.
Is it false?
Nope, it's a real game.
That's what I said. I said it was true.
No, we have it on recording.
I said it was true.
All right, next one. No, actually, that game is really written weird because it's Pokey Pookie, but like.
Wait, is that like the girl and this little raccoon?
No, I didn't look at it. I just looked at the. No,
I know there was an old game like that.
No, I know what you're talking about, but actually this isn't the game. I don't think it is. You can go back and check after this. Sausage Sports Club. Sausage Sports Club is a sausage-themed physics game about adorable long-necked animals competing on a reality sports TV show.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, actually, it is true.
Oh
It's
my
a real
God.
game. It's a real game.
What? I'm saying false to all of them.
Yeah, what's the matter with you, Ed? All right, this is the last one. Okay, last one of the game. Table Tipper Flipper. Can you flip enough tables and reach the high score? Run around the open world of Table Tipper Flipper and flip tables in restaurants, bars, and comfy homes.
No, it's false.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Actually,
no.
It's false.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
It's an open world, dude, where you can flip tables and stuff like that.
This is dumb. That's so stupid.
Hey, I've invested a lot of money into this game, alright? I have it in the works right now. We're going to show it at E3.
Alright.
Open 18 quintillion tables.
Flip 18 quintillion.
He'll flip 18 quintillion tables. So you got Space Cats right. You got Super Platformer wrong. You got Donald Trump wrong.
I got them all wrong except for like the first one.
Yeah. I try to be like obscure, but like create like the.
I knew the first one was true though. I knew that.
You had
for
seen it before?
Yeah.
Space Cats in space.
That was great.
Yeah. I knew the 911 one would actually probably get you because you'd be like, "Oh, that's not true. There's no way they would make a 911 game." But yeah, it's true.
Anyways, I thought of that because roleplay games. I like that where you just like some games where all you do is just talk.
Right.
To NPCs, like any of the Telltale games.
Yeah. It might even be like that. I actually see it more as like an 8-bit game where like, or maybe even more of like a, you know, those storytelling games where you just see like the pictures and the movie. Yeah,
that's what I see it.
Of course, we can always go and check it out. Anyways, if those sounded like any game you're interested in, especially the Donald Trump one, like go and check it out on Kickstarter. Like those are really cool games.
There's no way that one's true.
No, you gotta go look it up.
Crazy.
You gotta look it up, man. It's in there, and it has good old Donald Trump in the front.
What is it for PC?
I would assume so. It just says its title is Donald Trump RPG. Make America Great Again.
Oh my God,
isn't it great, dude? Anyways, so yeah, those are really, really cool games. We're gonna talk about more games that you haven't heard of at the very end, but we want to cover the news segment
that
as we always do.
Mind
I know,
with
right?
all these games.
Well, we're gonna talk about the news segment. We're gonna go through it pretty quick because there's not much to elaborate on things. So the first thing we want to talk about is the PS4 Slim. just a little background on that. You got, the PS4 Slim has not been officially announced by PlayStation, but for some reason, people are able to buy them on eBay from an unknown source. And
was it $2,000?
I don't know how much they bought it for, but I just know that they're able to buy it from eBay, and it's from an unknown source. And companies like IGN and Kotaku, I think, are trying to contact these sources, but obviously they're not going to talk. This is interesting.
They want to get caught.
I can't remember of a time where a console came out before it was even announced. Like, I can't think of something like that. Sure, leaks like pictures or videos, but not actually in customers' homes.
Have they shown video though of them actually owning it?
No, but there's a lot of pictures of it, like legitimate pictures that you like get a pretty 360 view of it. It looks pretty good.
Does it look like a PS4?
It looks like a PS4. It looks like a brand new PS4 Slim. Like, the texture on it actually reminds me of the PS3 Slim that came out.
The tiny one?
The tinier
or
one.
Skinny,
yeah.
not tiny.
Yeah, skinny or tiny, either. So, I mean, Andrew Ken, with all jokes aside, he's been wanting to pick up a PS4 to play that really cool game, Nicktoons Unite. So, like, he's been wanting to pick up a PS4. So, my advice to Andrew Ken, if you're listening, get out of this house. I'm coming after you. I'm gonna get you. No, just to wait for them to announce it. I mean, September. I didn't. This is where I didn't do my research. September something. PlayStation's having their conference that they're gonna announce. Possibly everybody's expecting the PS4 Neo, but there are rumors, and now this about them talking about.
Will it be worth it to get those though? What's the difference? Upgraded?
It's funny. It just reminds me of like what Xbox did. Like, what did Xbox do when they announced Scorpio? The Xbox, like,
whatever it was called.
Yeah, the new one.
I don't know what it's
just the slim version as well. And the same, it's just like the same exact thing. Neo and the slim version of PS4. So, I mean, that's cool. Whatever. Go do what you gotta do. Okay, well, on top of that, Dark Souls 3 DLC. There was leaks about this trailer as well, but then they announced it. I like how it looks, but I like how every Dark Souls games look. I just don't play it. These are not my genre.
Never finished number 1, right?
I got real far in number 1, got real far in Bloodborne.
Never finished.
Got real far in Dark Souls 2. Never finished either. All of them.
We had Dark Souls 2.
I had Dark Souls 2.
I don't remember that.
But I didn't beat any of them. Like, I just
you just threw them all.
Oh, I'm actually mixing them up. I had Dark Souls. There was also Demon Souls.
Oh, that's the
I didn't
first
get
one.
I didn't get Dark Souls 2. I got Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and then I stayed away from Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. And a good friend of mine named Local Assailant, you know him from his great reviews from like The Witcher, Blood and Wine. He's actually always recommends it. He's a big.
What about what was the Xbox game? He reviewed another game too, no?
Oh yeah, he reviewed Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
He recommends these games. He's a huge he's really good at these games. We actually have a let's play of when he killed the Leoric Prince, I believe. We have a let's play of him beating him, and I don't believe you use like certain stats. Like leveling up or anything like that, which is pretty, it's impressive. Like, people who can play those games really well are like,
I'm pretty good.
well, debatable. So like so I'm sure he's excited. I'm excited for him, you know. All right, next one, Ernest in Battleborn. I only talk about this because Battleborn is a game that Gearbox is talking about. They didn't do well. It didn't perform as expected, to no one's surprise. But it's a game that they're not ditching. Like, they're not just gonna go and like, hey, we're not gonna work on this anymore. They're dedicating their resources to still producing DLC characters and all the works.
Are
and
they
Ernest,
all for free?
Yeah, Ernest is the third free character, which is pretty awesome. Like, that they've been consistent. Like, you know, I'm not now. I know people are gonna hate me for this. I don't want to compare it to Overwatch, but I do have another Overwatch post on it. I mean, a piece of news. But what I'm trying to say is, Overwatch, since their launch, has released one character. Granted, I think Battleborn came first. I don't know how. I think they were pretty close together.
Battleborn was released first, and then
Battleborn came out early May, and I think Overwatch came out late May. So, you know, just the time comparison, sure, like 2 weeks in difference.
But 3 characters extra.
Yeah. Battleborn has 3 characters on top of that. Now, do characters determine if the game's good or not? Obviously not, because Overwatch is doing better. And quite frankly, Overwatch is just a much more enjoyable game. And the characters are just... No, I mean, that's just me. But, I mean, Overwatch characters...
pushing Battleborn aside, huh?
No, but I'm not, because Ernest looks awesome. Like, you see him walking around, like, if you actually... He's a little chicken boy, a little chicken soldier, and, like, he just runs around, and what's funny is if you do his sprint, like, he just hops. He just hops back and forth.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and, I mean, he's just a cool character to add, but I think it speaks more to the developers, like, hey, like, we're giving you characters, we're supporting you guys, like, if those that did buy it...
Do they add maps, or no, they just do the...
I can't answer that, like, I don't really know, but I'm positive they have. But, I mean, as far as, like, what I'm trying to get at is just that, like, the Gearbox is really supporting this game.
See, that's the thing, though, with they have to work on maps, too. Overwatch, so I think maps take longer than creating a whole character, because that's a lot of text, like extra, like buildings and stuff they have to work on, rather than just one simple character with.
I think they're. I actually don't believe that maps take longer. It's because, like, you gotta, with characters, you gotta consider that you make one character and you add them to a roster, it changes everybody. Like, it doesn't just change your character, it changes the entire roster. Whereas, like, a map, like, you just gotta understand the limitations of each character. Like, you gotta make sure that, like, no character can, like, exploit any, you know, section of the map. Whereas, like, a team comp can completely be nullified if you have a character that can, you know, get around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my only thing about that. But Ernest looks cool. Good for those Battleborn people who have bought the game. I personally, that same day that they announced Ernest, I went on Twitch and looked at how many people are playing Battleborn at that time, and there was 4 broadcasts, and I think about like 5 views on each one, so they're not a lot of people. Of course, this was around like 9 o'clock at night Pacific time, so I mean it might have been that.
Wouldn't
but still,
that be like the most?
It could be. I mean, Overwatch has a ton of people watching them at any time of the day.
League of Legends.
Yeah.
League of Legends has a bunch all the time.
Next part, Evolve Deepest Dark edition, like a little game mode.
People still talk about this game.
It's free, dude. As long as it's free, people are gonna play it. Okay. So yeah, Evolve Deepest Dark. You basically use the Gorgon. You go. It's a co-op battle mode, so no longer 4 against 1. It's 2 against 1, and it sounds more of like the monsters.
Is
in
the
charge.
one monster NPC, or is it just a regular?
I'm sure it's I'm sure it's a person. Like there would be no point.
Doesn't it just feel unfair?
Maybe there's more.
For people.
Maybe there's more to it than what I've written down here. Like maybe you have to get to an objective. Maybe it's not killing the monster. Maybe you can't kill the monster in that, or maybe you can. You know, I think it's interesting that they're changing up the game. Like it's not just
like the monsters hunting the humans.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way it should be. Because you know, when I would play Evolve, I never felt powered by being a monster. You never do. Like you always feel like the hunters can pretty much wipe you out if you're not careful. Like. Or really
you don't get level 3.
Yeah, if you don't get level 3, forget it. Like against high level players. It was a game that I was like deeply involved in, and something I won't mention, but I will right now, is that like Game Gods was gonna do this big thing with like Evolve, and we were buying costumes, and we're gonna do some cool stuff, and we didn't do it because we just didn't do it.
I'm gonna blame you on that.
Yeah, I'll take the blame on that one. So next one. Smash and Grab is a game by the developers of Sleeping Dogs, because everybody remembers that gem. And I played Sleeping Dogs. It was I think it was free on the PSN at one point.
It was.
Yeah, it was free on the PlayStation Network, and I played it for a little bit, but it wasn't really the game for me. But
I actually got bored of that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you did play it?
Yeah, we had it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? I don't remember how we had it. I think it was free like when we actually had Xbox Live for Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It was free on that too, and we played it. Andrew Ken loved it, but I was bored.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's an Andrew Ken game. Like just everything about it just screams Andrew Ken.
You say that about all the games,
all the bad games. Shots have been fired. Okay, so yeah, Smash and Grab is a 3v3 fight, like a killing game, I think, like where you get kills, you can loot stores. It's basically the Purge.
Black Friday the game.
Black Friday the game. Cool. It's a cool concept. I'm interested to see like what else they do. I like the.
I thought it was like an open world type thing, but I saw on the description it said 3v3.
Yeah, so I don't think it would be open world, because then
wouldn't that make the like maps really small?
Yeah.
In order for them to meet each other.
Possibly, man.
I don't know.
All right, and the last thing I wanted to add onto the news section is the announcement of a new Overwatch character.
Not really. It's not really announced.
Not really. So everybody, all your favorite gaming news sites are talking about this. So we're not gonna really elaborate more on it. Just that like I went onto a thread that I heard about Sombra. It was on the forums of the Overwatch thing, and then as soon as you click on it, you read something, and then the entire like website starts to glitch out on you. All of a sudden, like the search bar goes away, and like different things like that, and it's just like text comes up and it just fills the screen, and then you're just kind of like, oh, like I guess I broke the Overwatch website. I hope Morse code. Yeah, so basically that happens. People were able to code it and find out like this little clip of like Anna's character that has like this X-rays of her, and it's got a like this, what are they called? Like the lifelines, like the boop.
Yeah.
Boop. But basically, people were able to figure out that that's actually Morse code, and they found it to something else. I don't know. Like it's a lot of cool like intricacies that people are going like with our Blizzard.
I'm really surprised how many people are figuring out in the day it came out.
Yeah, because as soon as it glitched out, I was like, I'm gonna go hide. I don't want to find who Sombra is. But people are figuring it out. But nothing happened when it was a countdown, and nothing happened. And people are disappointed about it. Like they're like, oh, this is boring, and woo. I'm like, dude, it's just a character. Like they can do nothing, and you just wait. Or they can give you this little like, little teases about this character that's part of the universe. As someone who cares about the lore, like I'm definitely like, this is cool. Like I like where it's going, and it doesn't bother me that I'm not getting Sombra. Granted, today I spent the entire day refreshing like my
YouTube,
my YouTubes and my YouTubes and my Hulus, and like, and so like to me it doesn't bother me. What about you? Like, do you care? Does it bother you that they're teasing?
No, but like I think all companies do this. It's just that I think people complain because they can't do it themselves, and they already want to just see the character.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're still working on it.
Well, I like to
show us already. Stop teasing us. Want to see it?
Oh, that's pretty cool. So like what I'm trying to say is just like I understand when people work hard to decipher these codes and then they get nothing in return. Like
that's true too.
I can understand that, but at the same time, as someone who's not deciphering the codes and I'm just like I'm basically just following the breadcrumbs as well, and it's like to me it's interesting. I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Like, who is Sombra? I can't wait for them to talk. I actually don't believe that they'll reveal Sombra. I think if anything they'll reveal just a new hero.
Why wouldn't they reveal Sombra?
We come from a more interesting background when it comes to this, and one of the companies that really hypes up characters is Smash Brothers. Anytime there's a reveal of a new character, it's at a direct. Everybody's huddled around the direct. Everybody's waiting, and they're all waiting for that ending for Reggie to go. Pac-Man's in the game, and like everybody freaks out. It's like
that's it. He just says it. Pac-Man's in the game.
I think Pac-Man's in there, and they're like, oh, And here they don't really have that. Like when Anna was revealed, it just was in the middle of the day, it's like in the morning.
People were expecting Sombra.
Yeah.
And then Anna came out.
So there's no real hey, this character is gonna come out, at this day, and we all wait, or not that, but like, hey, we have a direct on this day, so stay tuned, and everybody knows what's coming. Whereas in Blizzard, never really announces any character. Like the only time we'll be able to really predict a character coming out will be BlizzCon. Like they won't miss on announcing a character.
They have to announce something.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Each game.
So again, like I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't, but I can understand.
I think it's cool what they do.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they can trust their fans, that they can decipher these things.
Yeah. I remember, who was it that? I was gonna get into a story I thought I knew, but turns out I started making up stuff.
Good story.
All right, so that wraps it up for the news. That's pretty much everything. On the theme of games that maybe you do not know, or you might not have heard of. I keep changing the title. On the games that you might not have heard of, we want to talk about 5 games. No, 6 games.
Oh.
I think it depends because I forgot to write some down.
Oh my God.
Whoops. So
this list wasn't even close to being finished.
I know, but then I thought, hey, we got to do this podcast before you go on your big old birthday bash tonight, right?
Oh my God.
So yeah, these are games you might not have heard of. Some of these games might be from third parties, first parties, or from no party, which is what David's having tonight. And
oh my God!
So
stop.
So our first That was good.
Gosh.
So our first game, Owl Boy, 10 years in the making. This game, what is it, 32-bit? 64-bit?
I don't know.
I don't know how many bits. It looks cool. It reminds me of like the old-fashioned games. It's like a 2D Legend of Zelda.
Games that take 10 years are coming out this year.
Why? What other game? Final Fantasy?
No.
That took 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took 10 years.
And No Man's Skies.
No Man's Skies took like 4 years.
Oh, but that was 10.
Who said 10?
You! You told me it was 10.
I never told you it was 10.
I might have said that I traveled. Game Pokemon 1.
Oh yeah, that one that took 10 years. That Pokemon Uranium.
Yeah.
But remember, we don't know anything about Pokemon.
So don't even talk.
Don't even talk about Pokemon, dude, because we know nothing of it. So
It'd be cool if we had some.
Owl Boy. We're talking about Owl Boy here, and not Pokemon. Okay. So Owl Boy is a really unique really unique game about a boy.
Real unique boy.
A real unique boy. It looks cool. I mean, like the mechanics in there. Like I can't really tell. Like
I think Dragon Boy looks better. Or not Dragon Boy.
So are we just bashing games that we haven't heard of? Is that what it should be called?
No.
I mean, tell me what you think about Owl Boy.
They look cool. I like the little sprites. A lot of them look like they're drawn.
They probably are. That's how sprites are made.
Really?
Yeah. How do you think sprites are made?
Put little dots.
Little dots? Oh, you mean like physically drawn? Well, nowadays you can actually draw the sprites on screen, like pixels and stuff like that.
No, I know, but I mean like actually.
What are you talking? What are you getting at?
Like a little cartoon type, like I don't know. Okay, keep going with your thing.
Okay, so anyways, Owl Boy looks really cool. You're right, the sprites look awesome, even if they're drawn or not. The bosses look pretty cool. There was one scene where there's like a giant monkey in the background, like things like that, like really get me hyped up. It reminds me of like Metroid, like when you would see Kraid, like he was huge, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to fight him, and then you want to leave, you can't, because Miyamoto said you got to get in there, dude.
He forced you. He pushed you in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Owl Boy. We don't have much to say, just that it looks awesome. It's coming out fall 2016. It was revealed, I believe, at PAX in 2013. But then that wouldn't be 10 years.
Well, it was revealed.
Well, they showed things there. But yeah, you're right. Oh, that's good. That's good. Next game. This game is developed by Bandai Namco. It's Little Nightmares.
Looks like Limbo.
Yeah, you can actually go watch. No, it doesn't look like Limbo.
What's the other one?
Inside?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a 2D side scroll.
It reminded me of like a Tim Burton. If Tim Burton made a game, like this is how it would look
with Inside developers, because it's 2D side scrolls and it looks like it's gonna be more.
It's not a side scroller.
It's not?
No, it's a 3D. Like you walk around tables and stuff like that. You can hide underneath tables.
No, it looked like it was 2D.
No, it's not 2D.
It looked like the little gameplays that showed. It looked like it was 2D.
No, it's not 2D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You don't know.
I was just about to say you can go and watch gameplay from like IGN or like other like big companies, and they play the scene where you go into the kitchen and where that guy is at, and basically it's terrifying. Like when the guy sees you, like it gets all like the music gets louder and he like yells and he comes after you. You can run around a table and he'll try to chase you. He is faster than you, but you can hide under the table. But if he sees you hiding under the table, he will actually reach out and grab you.
Can you not like dodge it when he reaches over? Like
no, there's no dodge button.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying like avoid the hand. Is it still possible to avoid it, or is he just gonna grab you?
No. I mean, like I know what you're saying. Like if you got like he's slow, so like if he goes underneath, you can like walk around him.
Okay.
Get out of there. But watch the IGN one, because whoever was playing it obviously was like a little nervous. Like you could tell like they were making wrong choices and stuff like that. But that made the game tense, and I'd argue that it even made it funner to watch, because it was just like, oh geez, get out of there. It's really cool, and it looks like cutesy and gross at the same time, because there's a part where you have to make like these like meat sausages to jump over like this
show in the trailer.
Yeah. And so like you end up like using an elevator, going to the top floor, dropping meat that's hiding around there, and then just grinding it up and then using it to jump across, which is pretty weird. Cool. It's cool. Trailer's cool.
The cook or whatever looks really weird too.
It looks disgusting. Yeah, a bunch of KKK guys running around. Like it's really it's really interesting. It's a really interesting game. Real historic. All right, so the next one.
Oh my god, real historic.
All right, so the next one. This game has been out in Japan for a long time already. I think it's been out since like before summer. This is Dragon Quest Builders, so it's the Minecraft Dragon Quest. In the Dragon Quest universe, I believe it takes place after the first one, and it's basically a builder. Like it looks really fun as far as like I heard it's more engaging than Minecraft is as far as like enemies don't leave you alone. Like they'll come after you while you're building or like while you're trying to sleep or something. Like they'll just try to bombard your entire base and everything, which is pretty awesome.
Well, you get like other defenders in the game.
I know you can build a village, so possibly you can get other defenders. But I've just seen people mash the attack button and just hit
and they win.
Monsters with the hammers.
And they win?
I hope so. That'd be unfortunate if he doesn't.
So is it gonna be like Dynasty Warriors, or the monsters really are no threat?
Because they have a Dynasty Warrior game, Dragon Quest Warriors, I believe it's called.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Speaking of games that you haven't heard of, Dragon Quest Warriors.
Yeah, should put that in the game.
That was actually a Dynasty Warriors Dragon Quest mashup. That came after. That came after the. This one actually came out already. It's on the PS4. You could buy it. Actually, it got like 8s across, 7 8s. It wasn't that bad. It came after the Legend of Zelda, or what was it called? Was it the Warrior Legend of Zelda Warriors game?
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, there you go. But Andrew can. So yeah, Dragon's Quest Builders. It looks real cool, like a real cool RPG game.
It reminds me. I don't know the name of the game, but it's on Steam. And can I look for it? Can I go search for it?
What game?
It's this 2D sprite game, but you're like the king of this little village, and you expand it, and these big monsters and little ones come out, and you have soldiers that defend the sides. He's on a horse. IGN reviewed it already.
Is it good?
It looks cool.
What's it called?
I don't know. That's what I was saying to get my phone.
Where's your phone at?
In the living room.
No, we're good.
Okay.
So, the next, the last, no, I got 2 more. I just forgot to write one. See, I almost already forgot. So, this game, I had I made the mistake of not buying it. I had 2 chances to buy it, and now I gotta wait a long time before I can buy another one or get into the beta, so to speak.
So what if you bought it?
You'd be able to play it right now.
Still?
Why not?
Wait, so you can buy it and they'll just release the updates for you?
I think so. I really don't know how it worked. It was just like I got a newsletter that was like, "Hey, you can buy this game now," and I just didn't buy it because I didn't have appropriate funds. You know, I had to pay you and other people to get rid of Andrican. So like, so anyways, that game is Overland. It is a tactical post-apocalyptic game that's done in like short bursts. So like you're driving your car across like the United States, I believe, and it makes little stops here and there, and it's like this little cutout of like that space that you're in. It's really like not that much. It's like 16 by like 16 blocks or whatever. And but things can get hectic really quick. There might be 1 alien on the board at one time, but then like after like 4 turns, all of a sudden you get 5 aliens. Like it gets pretty hectic, and you can lose people. I believe there's permadeath on it.
It just sounds scary.
It is scary. I heard it's like really stressful, and like as far as like actually they say it on the trailer, it's stressful.
So it's kind of like the darkest dungeon of like mixed with Final Fantasy Tactics.
No, you tell me. I've never played Darkest Dungeon.
The Darkest Dungeon, it's really risky. Like it's paranoids you because you don't want to lose any of these guys.
Okay, speaking of games you haven't heard of, Darkest Dungeon. So yeah, it might be like Darkest Dungeon, as far as like, you know, the risking it all to kind of like, you know, progress.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Overland, and the last one I want to talk about is a really cute one. I'm a big fan of this series, even though I haven't bought the last 2 games, which is Monster Hunter Stories.
I feel like you won't buy this one since it's for the 3DS again.
The bad thing about this game is that, like Dragon Quest Builders came out in Japan already, but it's already been announced for the for USA launch. It's coming out for Vita, PS4, I believe, and that's it. And possibly PC. I'd guess that it's coming out for PC. But that being said, like Monster Hunter Stories is not even released in Japan yet. Hasn't even been talked about here, but it looks amazing.
It does look good.
For those of you who don't know what Monster Hunter is, it's this game where you hunt monsters.
Monsters.
So Monster Hunter Stories, I wish I could tell you what it's about because I don't speak Japanese. I don't read Japanese. But I'll assume it's about hunting monsters too.
Like, well, it's capturing them too.
Yeah, so I believe it still has the main Monster Hunter. It's more kid friendly, so it's not killing monsters. It's possible you'll kill them, but it's more about capturing eggs and hatching them, and then having this cool monster to ride around. It's definitely more Pokemon-esque because it's RPG. It's not like you actually hit the monsters. You just push buttons and it does really cool stuff. And and there's a big story that goes with it, as you'll see on whatever footage we put in the background. Like, there's obviously something going on. There's a good plot going down. Villains, evil cats,
bad guys.
Yeah.
Giant monsters.
But it still looks fun. It's actually a really good, like, you watching it, you're just like, oh, it's a DS game. Like, it looks good. You know? It's, you know, like, I'll admit this about Pokemon Sun and Moon, that it looks good. It doesn't look bad, like the graphics and all that. Not like Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers look bad.
What? How?
Smash Brothers looks bad.
On the 3DS?
Yeah.
I think Smash Brothers looks fine.
That's cute. So, like, so Monster Hunter Stories looks good. And, yeah, so those are the, 5 games you might not have heard of, plus Darkest Dungeon.
Plus Darkest Dungeon.
But yeah, you know what? You know what these podcasts remind me of?
What?
Like an airplane that's gonna crash.
Oh my god!
Because I say that because like we have a smooth takeoff. We always start pretty good. And then at the end, I don't know how to end it. I just let the plane nosedive. And it just does its thing.
I thought you were talking about something else.
Happy birthday. Anyways, thank you for joining me, Mr. Morty. We're gonna end it here.
No problem.
Go enjoy your birthday bash. Where are you going after this?
I'm going to a club at Las Vegas.
Las Vegas? What kind of club?
It's a secret work. It's private. You're not invited.
Well, joke's on you. I was the host.
Oh, wow.
We're recording another podcast there. Top 10 clubs of Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Because you know us. We have time to go to the clubs and be all cool.
We're party people.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it for our podcast. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Morty.
No problem, we get.
Thank you for joining me, Andrew Ken. Thank you for joining me, Pesticides Woman. She's not saying anything.
No, she doesn't say anything.
She's not saying, yeah.
Oh, she's leaving. She's leaving.
Where are you going? Hey, come back here! Come back here! Hey!